In this exercise, we could touch on the test condition and the if-else loop. There are many test conditions we can do, for example, the string comparisons and the numeric comparison. If you want to know more about the test comparison, you can actually do a man test. This will give the help file for the test expression. As you can see, for string, you can compare using the equal sign. If it's not equal, you can use an exclamation mark and the equal sign. For integer or numeric comparison, you use the -EQ to test for equal, -GE to test for greater than or equal, -GT for greater than. This is for integer. Notice that for string you use the symbol equal sign, but for integer you use the -EQ for comparison of equal. Press Q to quit. Now let me edit the file. Nano -C. Say for example I call this file if-else.sh. Start your script with a shebang with a hex sign and exclamation mark, bin bash. To test for comparison, you can use the if, for example, space. After if you must always have a space, then followed by the open bracket, square bracket, and a space again. This is important. If not, you'll get error messages. And what a test condition will test, for example, string 1 is equal to string 2, and space close with a square bracket, followed by a then, and the action that you want to do here if they are equal, and close it with a if, fi, the opposite of if. Or you can further do a test by doing else if square bracket. Remember there's a space after the else if, and the space, string 1 not equal to string 2, space, close square bracket, then action, some action here. Lastly, you can close off with if neither condition is true. Again, do some action, and always close with a fi, which is closing the if loop. This is a if-else comparison. And of course, let me just exit from here. I have pre-edited a read name script. Let's see what is inside this read name script. Okay, I started off with saying that this script should run as a bash shell. I'll clear screen, and I'll ask user for the first and the last name, which will be stored inside the variable fn and ln. Read -p is a prompt user for input for the first and the last name, which will be stored inside fn and the ln variable. Then I say if space square bracket space $ln, which is the value of the last name variable, is equal to the Tan surname, echo your last name is Tan. Else if, again, I can't emphasize enough, there's a space between the else if and the open square bracket, followed by a space again. The value of ln, the variable ln, which is $ln, is equal to lim, space close bracket, then echo your last name is name. Else neither your last name is neither Tan nor Lim, and close off the if loop with fi, which is the opposite of if. Lastly, you echo your value of fn and ln that user has input, and the last line is just a blank, echo a blank line. Let's save this script and then run it. /read name .sh. Permission denied. Check your permission. Read name.sh. Alright, it does not have the read write execute permission, so simply change it to read write execute by using a user with an executable permission read name.sh. Let's try running again. Read name.sh. Now I say my first name is John and my last name is Tan. So you say hello, your last name is Tan. If I say John Lim, again you say your last name is Lim. Now let's try to match neither John Tan or John Lim. I'll say John Liu, for example. You say your last name is neither Tan nor Lim. Let's take a look at the script again. Read name.sh. So you notice that when the last name fulfill the condition whether it's a Tan or Lim, you'll print out that your last name is Tan or your last name is Lim. When I put John Liu, which neither fulfill the Tan or the Lim condition, you echo your last name is neither Tan nor Lim. This is for string comparison. Remember, string comparison use the equal sign. It can be a single equal or double equal sign, or you can use the not equal by using exclamation mark followed by the equal symbol. The next exercise, we're going to take a look at numeric comparison. I have pre-written a script called readh.sh. Okay, let's see what the script do line by line. Again, the first line is to tell that the script run in bash. Second line to say that to clear the screen every time I run this script. Read -p is the prompt user. Alright, and then if for an age in this case, please enter your age. It will be printed on the screen, and whatever user key will be stored inside the variable called age. Now, if space open square bracket space $age is the value of the variable age the user has keyed in, -LE is less than 12. Alright, space, then close the square bracket followed by the 10 on the line 5. You will say echo you're still a child. So if the age the user key is less than 12, you will say that you're still a child. Else if, another test condition, age is greater than 12, -a is an AND operator, and age is less than 21, then you echo that you are a teenage. Lastly, else with no test condition, which is the last statement here, you say echo you are an adult if the value that user key in is greater than 21. Lastly, you'll close off your line 13 with just a blank line echo. Let's try to run the script with age. Okay, let's enter age. Is for example 10 years old. You are still a kid. It's less than 12. Let's try to enter age between 12 and 21. Maybe I say sweet 16. You are a teenage. Now let's try enter age 25. You are an adult. If we read the script again, this is what we wanted. Alright, if it's less than 12, you say you are still a kid. It's between 12 and 21, you are a teenage. If it's above 21, you are an adult. Now notice that for numeric comparison or integer comparison, you use the -LE, -GT, -LT. We don't use the symbol equal or greater than sign anymore. If I try to be funny and try to enter alphabet, it will give you an error. 12. because we expected integer. Now, besides testing for string comparison or numeric comparison, the test expression also can test whether if the expression is a file or a directory. For example, if you specify -f, if it's true if the expression entered is a file, or -d is true if the expression entered is a directory. Okay, let's try that. I key in the script called check file or directory sh, file check fd.sh. So what this script does is that, again, it asks for user for a directory or a file input, and then we store inside the variable called fd. Now in line 4, it tests whether the expression or the variable fd, the value of the variable fd that user key is a directory, is -d. If the directory, you say that user enter the variable is a directory which exists. Okay, and then else if you test whether it's a file, whether the user key in the fd variable value is a file. If it's a file, you say that it is a file. It's neither file nor directory, I will say that it's neither a file or directory at the end, and then print a blank screen, or sorry, a blank line using echo at the end. Let's try running the script. Check fd.sh. Okay, I will key in a file. In this case, maybe I'll say /etc, the password file. So if the file exists, the password file exists, you say that it's a file which exists. Okay, I'll try running the script again. I'll say I'll key in this /home, that is a file or a directory. In this case, /home is a directory which exists. Now let's try a bogus. Okay, let's see whether this bogus directory or file exists. In this case, /bogus is neither a file nor a directory, that does not exist. So you take a look at the script again. You can see that the script fulfilled the checking of the file or directory with the -d and the -f option. This will end the demo.